3,653 days ago would mark the release date of Rainbow Six Siege. And since then, the game would go on to have many different changes, updates, and of course, seasons, with the 40th season, Operation Tenfold Pursuit, releasing tomorrow, the 2nd of December, 2025. So today, the 1st of December, marks the 10th anniversary of Rainbow Six Siege. Which, to put into perspective, I would have been 13 years old. Now, I personally didn't get the game until 2017, with my very first season being Operation Blood Orchid, which saw the release of Legion, Ying, Ella, and the OG version of Theme Park. And for me, Siege was a game that passed me by a few years. One of my IRL friends would play the beta of the game and subsequently get the game at launch for Christmas. And I remember him being very excited for it, but honestly, it didn't really faze me. But a few years down the line, I came home from school and I joined a PlayStation party. As you would do back in the good old days of the PS4, you just jump in a party, did not matter what your friends were playing, you would all just sit and talk. And I remember specifically playing with my friend group from the United States, who I initially met playing Black Ops 3, and we'd go on to play Minecraft and a bunch of other games together. But I joined the call, and specifically I remember Tyler and Hefe playing Siege, and again, I didn't own the game at this point, I was just kind of chilling on Black Ops at this time. But I remember them giving call-outs to each other through the mic, and I was hearing stuff such as Hibana, Jaeger, there's one on Hatch. I believe they were playing the OG version of Skyscraper. And I was kind of intrigued by the communication that was coming through my ear. The idea of it being a more slower-paced game compared to, at the time, COD I was playing. Especially since many of us would always play simply Search and Destroy. So, curiosity got the better of me. I went out to the store the next day and I picked up a physical copy of Rainbow Six Siege for the PS4. And I would begin to play Siege, and I was absolutely horrendous at it. Operation Blood Orchid, as well, was the peak of Ella's Scorpion. And if you guys remember what the Scorpion was like back then, yeah, that gun was absolutely overpowered. It was insane. But that was part of the fun, the unknown, the stuff that you still had to learn, this massive learning curve which the game had. Learning that was a truly fun experience. It was quite a unique experience, and one that I'm grateful for. I have a very fond memory at this time as well of being on the old version of Hereford Base and playing as Sledge. And I was playing this game on the living room TV. You know, I didn't really have my own setup in my bedroom at this point. It was more of a communal PS4 for this period. But I remember sitting there with my now late father, who was a veteran, and I was showing him the SAS operators, and you know, he was finding it cool. He was seeing, I was showing him Sledge, I was showing him Thatcher, I was showing him Hereford Base, I was showing him the British Special Forces, and as someone himself who liked watching, like war movies and movies regarding like special forces and stuff like that, it was a cool little, I guess, bonding moment. Not to say that we didn't have a good bond, because we had a great bond, but it was just cool that I could, maybe connect to him a little bit with that stuff. And it was kind of cool for him to see Siege, and it was cool for me to show him Siege. Especially since, I've been playing like Black Ops 3 at that time, which was a futuristic exo jump shooter, and COD's never really been that grounded. But then I could show him Siege, and it was kind of like this pretty cool, tactical, more grounded style of shooter. And yeah, I don't know why that moment sticks with me a little bit. I think it was just a really cool connection between that stuff, and I look back on that fondly. And by this point, I was still kind of playing Siege casually. I was playing other games on top of it and stuff like that. It wasn't really my main game, shall I say. But the ball would continue to start rolling, and then I'd get into ranked, then I'd actually start taking it seriously with callouts and getting 5 stacks. And I remember playing Operation Wind Bastion when Fortress first came out, which was quite funny because Fortress is getting a rework next season, so it's a bit full circle here for me. But I remember that specifically being my first ever season Diamond. This was before Champion even existed. And maybe I'll show some of the older clips if they still have them on the screen. This was when I used to like edit on the Share Factory on the PS4. But I remember feeling a lot of achievement here, and I remember being like, okay, this is really something special. And I guess that's what truly stuck with me with Siege, and you know, I guess that's how I got to this point. But of course, I would continue playing Siege. I would continue trying to make content. I guess my idea wasn't necessarily to be a content creator. Maybe it was, and I never really realized it, because even before Siege and even when I was younger, I was making YouTube content on and get this, this might be a surprise to some people. I used to be a community figure for Disney Infinity. I don't know if anyone remembers that game. I used to have a massive Instagram page about that game. I used to have a YouTube channel, and I would get thousands of views. Like, I was like 10, 11, 12 years old making this content, and I was a part of that community. Like, I was somewhat known in the Disney Infinity community, which is quite funny. But I would make content on that. I would do a bunch of stuff regarding that. And I met a lot of friends through that who were like a similar age to me, and some of which I even still am in contact to today. There's one of them who I still talk to on Instagram all the time, and I've never met him. I'll have to fix that, but yeah, he lives all the way on the west coast of the US, so I'll have to meet him one day. But like, then that game got discontinued. I kind of gave up on some stuff, and yeah, then this whole Siege thing happened, and I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm passionate about this. Me as a person, if I'm passionate about something, I can really get into it, and I think that's how I can make Siege content, is because I'm passionate about Siege. Not to say that there are people like this in Siege, but there are creators who you can clearly tell they are there to make a buck. It's a business at the end of the day, and it feels very manufactured, you know, like games like, I don't know, like Roblox creators, you know what I mean? Like, are you telling me that this 35-year-old man truly has a passion for Roblox? No, it's a business. He knows how to play the algorithm. He's doing it for money, which is fine. I'm not dissing him for that. But like, that's just, I can't do that. Unless you give me a team and funding, I could probably do it. And if I put my head down, I could do it. But like, I have no passion in that. There's no fun in that. That's why I make Siege videos, because I love this game. If I want to make money, I'd go maybe down a different route. I'm here for the love of the game. And so I started just to make content out of passion. Then we got to 2020, which, as you guys mayonnaise. As you guys may be aware, 2020 was a big year in our history. That was my final year of high school, and it got cut short early. We didn't even get to do our final exams. So because my final year of high school got cut short, I had roughly a 9-month period before my university course, which I was then moving into, and I actually just recently finished that course. I have a bachelor's degree. Woo, how fun. But there was like a 9-month period between that course starting and then obviously my high school finishing early. And the only kind of jobs which were available at this time were supermarket jobs, because they were, at least in the UK, they were the only things that were seen as key jobs. If you didn't really have a career outside of that, it was kind of hard to get into it at this time. Most people who'd done other jobs would now be working from home, or they would be furloughed. But as someone who was just literally pushed out of high school because of it, there wasn't really many job opportunities other than supermarket jobs, which were quite hard to get at that time as well, because you have to remember there was thousands of us across all these high schools which have just been pushed out of high school, and the job market is so tight right now because half the jobs aren't even operating. It was a really weird period, so I was kind of just stuck at home, and I remember playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey on my PS4, which ended up breaking my PS4 because it got that hot. That's irrelevant, I just wanted to say that point. So I thought, well, hey, I've got all this time. I'm sitting playing video games, which, I'll be honest, I don't like to sit and play video games all day. I was kind of leaving that period of my life, but I also had nothing better to do. So I was like, you know what? Might as well start trying to make YouTube videos about it. So I tried, and it was all right. They were doing fine. Like, they were nothing to, I guess, write home about, but it was a start. But that ball just kept on rolling and rolling and rolling. And of course, my love for Siege would continue here as well. First year of university would start. It was all online. So that was kind of I would start to make ad revenue on YouTube, so I was able to build a good PC, which both benefited me, I guess, from a uni perspective, as well as a game perspective as well. So it seemed as a worthy investment for me. And then we get to late 2022 and early 2023. And I would go to my first ever Siege event, which was the Siege Invitational in Montreal. And this was a special one for me. We'd started the lore content by this time, and that was beginning to build an audience. And there's something that stuck with me as well, because I was still quite small at this time. And I remember being in the venue, and I was meeting people for the first time. I met Thaqil for the first time, who I'm happy to call a close friend to this day. He's an absolutely incredible person, and he was so nice to me. Same with Rasco as well. You know, everyone was very nice. I'd meet Tom, I'd meet A. Littleton, I'd meet everyone for the first time, and everyone was so lovely. But there was also something that stuck to me was I was standing in the venue, and I can't remember who I was talking to, but Alex K came up, Alexander Krapazis, the creative director of Siege, and he was like, oh, hey, love your content, keep it up sort of thing. We talked about lore for a minute, and I was just kind of like, oh my god, like, he knows who I am. Like, this is a creative director of the game. Like, to me, like, I didn't really think much of what I was doing, but I guess this was a moment where I was like, okay, there's something here. And that was very sweet of him, and I'll never forget that moment. And as well as this, there was another developer as well. He was responsible for making Azami, and he actually asked for a picture with me, which was like an insane experience, and he's absolutely incredible as well. I absolutely love him. But it was just like, there was definitely a big turning point for me. I'm like, you know, I'm not here to be, I don't know what the word would be, famous. Like, people have said that to me, like, especially when I was in Munich, I was getting, and this sounds like I'm bragging, I'm not, I was getting stopped quite a lot just to talk, or, oh, hey, I like your content, and, oh, can we get a photo sort of thing? And it's like, and then I'd be like with people, and they'd be like jokingly saying like, oh, you're famous, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I wouldn't say I'm famous. I think it's just I have a passion, and I'm really good at sharing that passion. And there's other passionate people in this world who like that passion. I know I said passion a lot there, but you get what I mean. And that was never my intention when making videos. It was never to be rich. It's never to, I don't know, have some form of social status. It was just to find like-minded people and a place where I can share my passion, I guess, and not be judged. Not that I really care much for being judged. I guess I did years ago, but these days, you can say whatever you want to me. It literally means nothing. Maybe my frontal lobe's developed. I don't know what age that happens. But like, you know, words mean nothing to me. Like, I'm just here to live my life and try and make it the happiest as possible. You know what I mean? It's too short to worry about X, Y, and Z and treat people a certain way. And, you know, I'm just here. Siege makes me happy, and I'm here to share that happiness. And if other people get happiness out of that, that's a beautiful thing, in my opinion. So it was a massive turning point for me, and it's just continued. And I've been able to devote more time to it. I'm able to then make Siege content full time, whilst also doing my university degree as well, which I only did just recently finish. So anything's possible. I was able to build up a YouTube channel with hundreds of thousands of subs and get a bachelor's degree at the same time. So if you guys can put your mind to stuff, you know, you're capable of anything. So don't ever underestimate yourself. So I guess I was doing content full time. I guess now, truly, if we're being honest, over only the past few months is when I've actually can say I've been doing it full time. If I've been at uni the whole time, I guess I was partly a student, partly doing this for work. So I guess I'm only recently full time. But it's just, I don't know, it's just been an incredible journey, and one that I'll never want to end, you know? Like, the people I have met in this community, the people who comment on my videos and can jump into my streams, and the people I meet at events, like, I do try my best to have time for everyone. There's been times at events and I've had to apologize to people where it's like they want to sit and chat and I can't because I have to go like record something, and I do genuinely feel really bad when that's the case as well, because I do want to sit and chat. So I always do try my best, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to live as a human, is experience. I'm not here for material. I'm not here for, you know, all this other stuff. I'm here for human interactions. That's what I want. That's what I find fulfilling in life. I've been through a lot of experiences. I know I'm only 23, but that's still a long time on this planet. I've been through experiences where it's like, it's just, you know, you gotta make the most of stuff, you know what I mean? And I don't know, a lot of that kind of goes back to to my dad and stuff like that. And I don't wanna get too off topic and mopey about that stuff, because I'll start crying and shit like that. But I guess it is a bit funny how a video game has had that effect on my life in such a positive way. And I know, you know, there's stuff to complain about, and like, hey, like cheating sucks and stuff like that. But for me at least, it's been the, this is gonna sound so fucking cliche, bro. It's been the journey, and I'm gonna sound like an absolute sad sack now, but it is. It's like, it's everyone I've met along the way. It's the experiences I've shared along the way. It's every opportunity this game has given me, and it's the game just being fun as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's genuinely a fun game, even when you put problems aside. Like, you know, we still get really a lot of great stuff, and there's beautiful moments in this game that still show why we still play it 10 years later. And I don't know, I'm fortunate to be a part of that, and it's something that will always be a part of me, you know what I mean? So I don't take any day for granted, I don't take any opportunity I get for granted, and I don't take any viewer for granted. Even if there's only just one of you out there, that means something to me. And yeah, I appreciate it. So let's move into year 10 season 4, and let's keep going into year 11. I'm excited, and I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, I just wanted to make this video. I guess tell my story is the best way of doing it. But yeah, have an incredible rest of your day. There's going to be a bunch of free gifts every day in December, from the 2nd onwards till the end of December, for the 10th anniversary. I'll make a different video about that though, because there's 17 minutes at the end of a yap session. But yeah, make sure you log in every day in December to get your rewards. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Sub if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one. Happy 10th anniversary, Siege. And yeah, bye everyone.